that is very clear, that the security of nuclear energy and will increase at such a level, will require to increase at such a level. Of course, the economics of all the nuclear energy needs to be re-evaluated also on the other hand. It's going to be more expensive, it's obvious. It's going to require more security, and it's going to need more evaluation on the existing plans and on the existing sites. But it is, the numbers show it is inevitable, we need it. And that's the only way we can solve our energy issues, energy requirements. But how we go forward is, I think, the safety measures of the new era of nuclear energy will be as such that its economics will be re-evaluated also. And it is also in my country.
Let me shift our focus once more, which is that Turkey is presently in a, some people call it dangerous environment, some people call it very interesting environment. It is a direct neighbor of the Arab Spring, which brings Turkey in a very particular situation simply because it has integrated over the last years with a couple of countries in its direct neighborhood. It has intensified relations with Syria on many levels. It has introduced visa-free travel between Syria and Turkey, between Iraq and Turkey, lately also Russia and Turkey. What is your take on Turkey's relations with its direct neighborhood? And if you see it in comparison to relations with Europe, is it contradictory to integrate more strongly with the neighborhood, or and at the same time trying to become a member of the European Union, or are these reconcilable goals? Can you do both at the same time?
Of course, there is no contradiction. I think what Turkey has been trying to do, which I understandably, and I find it even a late effort really, that trying to improve its relationship with its neighbors, which is, I think, very natural, and which has, of course, had positive effects on Turkey's economy also, to a certain extent. But not only that, Turkey has, but this too, relationship of Turkey with Europe and its relationship with its neighbors. Our friends in Europe, they must be happy that their neighbor Turkey has better relationship with its neighbors. So it is, there's no contradiction. On the contrary, if we are all after better peace and world peace, we should be happy that we have better relationships with our neighbors. So, of course, the relationship of Turkey with its neighbors is, and when I say neighbors, I not only look at the, it's the neighbors with the Balkans also, with the, you know, our neighbor Greece, Romania, Bulgaria, as you mentioned, Russia, and all these neighborhood with the Middle East and all these Syria, Iraq. We have historical relationship with these neighbors. We have historical and cultural links with these neighbors. And so it is only natural that we can be more influential when the times require some guidance, maybe some sport, maybe some role model for them in times like today, where we all see that this Arab Spring is started off only now, and it is obvious that the experience in the Eastern Europe has shown all of us in Europe that it takes time to go into democracy, to go into improving the living standards and all those. So it will take decades for these countries to come to those levels. So I think Turkey can play a serious role, and it is obvious that Turkey is taken seriously by these countries, which is also a good opportunity for the world.
Let me, at the end, to wrap up, get once more to the question of Turkish-EU relations, and it has been mentioned that membership negotiations are somewhat stuck, that chapters are blocked and not being opened, even if possible. What do you think can civil society, what can foundations, as Stiftung Mercator and Sabancı Foundation, do to reinvigorate some of the spirit, if not on a political level, at least on the level of society? What should they do?
First of all, I must thank you and the President also that for your words, that it is very encouraging. I always, also when I meet the business community in Europe, I also find that there is still hope about this. I really we are really trying to understand hard on, and we can understand the past few years of the economic difficulties and all these issues in Europe, and maybe and not having the enlargement in Europe's as first agenda item. One can understand to a certain point, but then again, of course, it is very difficult to understand for the Turkish public why the process is not continuing. There is, at the end, there is a time to pause and to act and to decide. But why stop the journey? That is really not very understandable, because this journey itself will only bring us closer to each other. And this journey is in the direction of what Europe wants. So that part is a bit difficult, even though I am a very optimist person. That part also I have difficulty of understanding. But what role we can have? First of all, me personally and my group and my team, my friends, we should never lose hope. Second, well, the biggest, I think, opportunity in all our lives is change is something we cannot stop. I believe there will come a time in change in Europe. The good thing, very good thing about democracies is that we have elections, governments change, so the ideas change. So that's good part. So there could be a black swan somewhere, as they say. So we should not lose hope. And while not losing hope, that's another thing. for the think tanks, which our president, Nihat Bey, does not say think tank, but think do's. Think do's is something that it's obvious that where now we all stand, Europe and Turkey, we need to find a new solution. We need to find a new way of looking at these things. Maybe out of this great minds, we can have a new idea. We can have a new approach to this problem. We need to work together, even if the progress is not, even if the EU is not working, the accession process is not working, the civil society has to continue working together. And they are. We need to do joint research, we need to do joint work, exchange programs. We have to, and one of the things we discussed today, for the coming generations, maybe not for us, but for the coming generations of Europe, it needs to be re-emphasized or rethought about what was the idea, what was the ideal behind the European Union. The ideal, I think, behind the European Union was living together in peace and harmony and respecting and diversity. And so this is something that needs to be re-emphasized to the young people, and they have to learn more about Turkey. They have to come more to Turkey and see and live and understand what's going on in my country.
Ms. Sabancı, thank you very much indeed for these insights. And also, I was in the end going to ask you about how you would imagine a future Europe, and you have given a perfect answer to that, because I think this ability to accept diversity and to actually live diversity is a central topic which we will all have to look at in the coming future.
I think this is such a step for Europe. If Europe is able to do the enlargement, then Europe will be, is a choice between a regional power than being a global power. Europe has to make a choice.
That is the decisive step.